Yeah, our Guardians recap is brought to us today by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Guys, the football season is here. Major League Baseball playoffs are upon us, and the NBA season is ready to tip off any minute. And right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet. We're going to preview Game 2 in a little bit. Before we do that, let's recap what happened yesterday. A 2-1 loss for the Guards.
Yeah.
Gavin Williams pitched awesome. They got a run off Skubal, and they had a runner on third with no outs in the ninth. But unfortunately, they were unable to push that tying run across the plate.
Yeah.
The floor is yours, Bull. Take it any direction you want.
So a couple of things in this game. Obviously, the Guardians or the Tigers, both of their runs were unearned. Just two terrible defensive plays. In the first inning, no excuse for that error by Jonathan Rodriguez. He was lackadaisical out in right field. You got 2 outs, nobody on. Gavin Williams gets the first 2 batters, I think, on 3 pitches or whatever it was. You get a base hit to right field, okay, but Rodriguez a little lackadaisical, ends up bobbling the ball. He gets the second, and then when Torkelson gets a hit, was it Torkelson? Yeah, Torkelson got the hit. Next, the run scores now because Rodriguez screwed up in right field and let the runner get to second base. And so they get the next batter. Had he not made that error, the Tigers would not have scored in the first. So you're behind the 8 ball right off the bat. That was very frustrating. I was so pissed because obviously I'm driving home. I wasn't able to watch the first inning. I'm listening to Hammy on the radio. I was also going back and forth too because my buddy Mike Barron's calling the games for ESPN radio. So, but anyway, so you have that, and then when the Guardians tie the game up in the fourth, great base running by Angel Martinez on that play. That run was just like the runs they scored against Skubal the other day in that final regular season matchup with him, where they didn't leave the infield at all. In fact, the Guardians. Kyle Manzardo's bloop single to right field was their only hit to the outfield. In fact, they only hit 4 balls to the outfield the whole game. So the hitting was really poor. But they tie the game on the great base running by Martinez. They called him out at home. It was a bad call. They reversed the call. Okay. The next beef I have with what the Guardians did is in that fourth inning, the next batter is Brian Rocchio. It's first and third, 2 outs. It's a 1-1 game. And Brian Rocchio's bunting. I don't understand why he's bunting. Why? And Zach kind of gave him a little bit of a pass on our Guardian show yesterday because he's like, if he bunts it a little harder, maybe it's going to be a hit. But I can't have you trying to bunt for a hit with. If you don't have the confidence that you can get a hit to score a run in a 1-1 game in the fourth inning, then you shouldn't be in the lineup. I'm sorry. The odds of getting an RBI single on a bunt with 2 outs is very slim. I get it.
It's a waste.
I know Skubal's hard to hit. Skubal was on his A game yesterday. He was fantastic. But you can't bunt there. I thought that was terrible. Now, you go to the inning where the Tigers took the lead. And again, Jhonkensy Noel, just terrible at first base. First, it's a hard ground ball, so it goes off him. A good first baseman makes that play initially, and it's an easy out at first. Now, it followed a double. Then, even when it goes to Rocchio, he throws it back to him, and Noel's foot slides off the base. I can't have that. And people are going to criticize Vogt for playing him at first, and I didn't like that he was in the lineup, period. The fact that Jhonkensy Noel shouldn't even be on the roster, let alone on the starting lineup. He's had a miserable season. He sucks in the field. He can't hit. His OPS is in the 400s. It's probably the worst. He's probably got the worst OPS in all of baseball. He can't hit. So having him in the starting lineup is absurd. But you're a major league player. You should be able to step on the base without your foot sliding off the base. Could you be any less? What are you, me? A 50-year-old fat guy? I mean, can you be less athletic on that play?
I used to play first base, and I was confused why it is that his foot was on top of the base.
Should never be on top of the base.
It should be on the corner.
Always.
First of all, I'm like, son, you're going to get your leg broke if you can't put your foot right on there. I mean, but he looked like he didn't know where he was at.
Yeah.
He moved back, did a split, and you bring up a great point here. At the plate, he's up there. He has no sort of a plate discipline.
None.
He's swinging at stuff. Like they could throw him anything. It could be a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. They could throw him anything, and he's swinging at it. There was one time he struck out. The ball bounced, almost had skipped to him.
I would never throw him a pitch over the plate
Ever.
He goes swing at it. He's swinging at everything.
He swings at every single pitch.
He can't hit. Like, I know he had his moments last year. I get it. But that was last year. He's been miserable this whole season. Every time he's been in the big leagues, he hasn't done anything.
It's wild work, bro.
And you're right about, like, you can't have your foot on top of the base. And he had plenty of time. Like, he had plenty of time to get set at first. I don't know what happened.
Brain farts.
I guess.
Remember I asked you yesterday, Boo. I asked you. I said, listen, I don't know, man. Scooby, we got some runs off of him the last time. And it was little dink and dunk, and I know he hit somebody, but he showed you he was locked all the way in. This dude was pitching at a Mount Rushmore level.
Oh yeah, he was nasty.
I mean, he in the 7th inning, he's still hitting 101.
Yeah, and he doesn't usually throw that hard. Like he had extra gas.
I said, when did he get this?
Yeah.
That high fastball he was throwing, and
he's usually 99 with an occasional 100. He was 100 with an occasional 101. He was nasty, and he locked back after the Guardians scored that run. Like he was locked. I was shocked they took him out in the 8th inning. That was really. I thought that was a stupid move. I know he'd thrown 100 and whatever pitches. I don't care. The Red Sox let their starter go almost 120 yesterday. This is the playoffs, man.
We had nothing. We had nothing for him.
No.
It was almost as if when you came out that first inning, right?
Yeah.
And you looked up, and when the Tigers scored the first run, and I saw Scooby come back on the mound, and the way he was throwing, I said it's gonna be one.
But you know what? Gavin Williams pitched great too.
He
pitched great, and they let him down. He was phenomenal, and John Kenzie makes that error. So instead, it should have been a runner on third, 1 out. Instead, it's first and third, nobody out. Now he strikes out Dingler, right? Which is such a funny name, Dylan Dingler. I mean, what a great name.
And he's pretty good, right?
Yeah, they tripped.
Well, he's like a solid catcher. He's not great, but he's certainly
Yeah,
not bad.
he's a young player. He's a good player. A solid player. But funny, but it's a hilarious name. And
Let's name our kid Dylan Dingler.
yeah, I know. There's
The kids will never make fun of him.
well, they're not making fun of him now.
No,
but I'm sure
I
they
know.
did. But anyway, so now Dingler strikes out, and McKinstry then lays it on a great bunt to bring in the run.
Crazy.
But if they had gotten the out of first, it would have been 2 outs with a runner on third. He's not bunting. They probably get out of that inning.
Tom Hamilton said it. I think Ramirez made the
first error.
The first error.
Yeah.
And he says, if the Guardians want to win in the postseason, they cannot have those type of errors.
No.
And I was like, dang, that was kind of cryptic, like for the first inning. Like it's like,
yeah.
Dang,
well, he was right.
He knew what type of time we was on yesterday.
The defense, the terrible defense from 2 guys that can't hit, cost them the game. They lost 2-1. Now, let's go to the 9th. Jose leads off the 9th, rips one up the middle. Baez makes a nice stop, throws to first. Now
he probably should have caught that. I know as a first baseman,
you got to make that play.
You got to dig that.
You got to make that play. Now, great base running from Jose to get all the way to third on that play, right? They gave him a hit and an error. I think he would have been out at first, and Torkelson caught that ball, but all right.
He was out too, but it worked out.
Doesn't matter. So he goes to run. He's on third with nobody out. Now, you bring up George Valera to pinch hit. People on my postgame show were saying, why would you bring up Valera there? Why not bring up Schneemann? I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Valera was the right call. I mean, to me, it was you either pinch hit Valera or Kafis there. I'm not hitting. Schneemann hadn't hit the whole second half of the year. Valera has been playing well for you down the stretch. So has Kafis. So I was fine with either one of them.
Yeah.
They decided to go with Valera in that spot. I was okay with that. Yeah, he ended up. It looked like he was a little over anxious, and he swung at a couple of pitches out of the zone. He struck out because all you want to get is a fly ball.
That's it.
You get any depth on a fly ball, Jose's going to score. You know that. Unfortunately, he strikes out. Now it's 1 out, folks. Okay? Mike lost his mind in text yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you did too.
I didn't lose. I just asked a question.
I don't know. I'm going to say you lost your mind.
That's fair. Oh, it's not fair, but okay.
So Kyle Manzardo's up. He hits a chopper back to the mound, and Jose gets caught between third and home. And Mike's like, that's the first time I've seen Jose with bad base running. Okay. First of all, it's 1 out, runner on third. You have to go on contact if you're Jose Ramirez. That's it. You can't. You can't wait on a ground ball. If you wait and the pitcher bobbles the ball, well, now you can't go.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The old school train of thought was if the ball's hit to the right side of the field and you're on third base, you're automatically running, right?
Well, that's more like if you're on second base going to third.
Okay. So
but,
if Jose, he's looking at, but the question a lot of people was asking is, can he have a vantage point if the ball is hit right to Scooby, right? If
you don't have that, see, it's easy for people to say that.
Yeah.
But Jose Ramirez is such an instinctual base runner. He's one of the best base runners in all baseball, maybe the best. All right? He knows that on a ground ball, he's got to get a good jump.
Yeah.
Because if one of the infielders gets it, they could go home and throw him out, right? You can't be thinking there, well, if it goes back to the mound, I got to wait to see if it gets past the pitch. You just don't have time to do that. You got to get a great jump. Now, if the only little criticism you could have for Jose is, I think that once he committed to going, I would not have stopped. He stopped. What he tried to do was get in a rundown so Manzardo could get to second base.
Right.
I think he probably would have just been better off going home and hoping that the pitcher made a bad throw home, especially because Manzardo's not fast. And the pitcher, Will Vest, did an excellent job of not panicking. A lot of times in those situations, I think why Jose stopped is, a lot of times in that situation, a pitcher is going to panic, right? A pitcher's going to panic and make the throw too early. What a pitcher's supposed to do in that situation is exactly what Vest did. You get the ball and you run towards run right at the runner.
Yep.
And you don't throw the ball until the last second.
You pump fake
or you tag.
Yeah, right.
And that's what he did. Jose was hoping that the pitcher would get antsy. That's a huge spot. That the pitcher would get antsy in that spot, would commit to the throw too early, and then he'd either be able to get home or he'd be able to hold up the rundown enough to get Manzardo in the scoring position. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. He probably, looking back, should have gone straight home. I don't have a problem with it. The leaving on contact, I don't know how anybody could. If it was nobody out, then you'd have a fair complaint. But it wasn't nobody out. It was one.
I just think that when you hit that ball like that, it was just a tough situation because it went back to the pitcher. And the pitcher really did a good job of fielding the baseball. There's 3 or 4 things that could happen. The pitcher could bobble it. Then if he bobbles it, he may make a wild throw. Or be in a position where he kind of panics a little bit. But, it was just a tough thing because, and another thing too is, would you rather it be Jose Ramirez making a call on the bases and he's really good at that, or him playing it safe and hoping that a rookie's going to come up in that spot and knock him in? He's like, I'm going to take this on. I'm going to put it on myself.
Jose, before that play, is thinking, ground ball, I got to go. Because otherwise, Kafis is up with 2 outs and I'm still on third. And that's a tricky spot.
Very tricky.
Kafis obviously popped up, so it didn't matter.
It didn't matter anyway.
So I think Jose did the right thing. It didn't work out. It's a heartbreaking way to lose because you gave the Tigers those 2 runs. As bad as the Guardians' offense was, and it was bad, so was the Tigers' offense. I mean, their offense didn't do much either. And Gavin Williams pitched great. Hunter Gaddis did a great job. Cade Smith got in some trouble. Cade Smith got in some trouble, and then he got himself out of it.
That was crazy how he got himself out of it.
It's a bummer that they lost, but this series is not over. The team that wins game 1 almost always wins this series, But I think in this case, I still think the Guardians can win the series, and I think they're going to win tonight behind Bibee. It'll be Casey Mize for the Tigers, and we'll look ahead to Game 2 and the lineup, which I'm very excited about. A little bit later in the show, there's the pitching matchup. But it was a bummer. Great atmosphere at the field last, or at least, I mean, I wasn't at the game, but just between hearing it on the radio and watching it on TV. I like the I can't remember who was calling the game on TV now. Do you guys remember?
It was an ESPN broadcast.
Yeah.
Was it Carl Ravitch? No, Ravitch was doing the Yankee game.
Ravitch is the later game. I had
Was
to
it
restart my
Tessitore?
computer. I lost internet.
It might have been Tessitore. I don't know. I remember thinking, "Oh, it's a good broadcast." I was happy with it. I thought it was a good broadcast. And anyway, shout out to my guy Mike Ferrin, who's doing the game on ESPN Radio. He was calling a good game too. I went back and forth between him and Amy. The other playoff games yesterday. Did you guys see what happened at the end of the Red Sox Yankees game?
I did not. I didn't.
Did you see it, Mike? So, as everybody knows, I hate the Yankees. So the Yankees got a 1-0 lead early on a home run by Volpe. Red Sox took the lead on a 2-run single, or maybe it was a double by what's his name, Japanese player.
It was Sean McDonough on the call.
Oh, Sean McDonough, he was good.
Wow, I didn't know you were okay.
Anyway, it was 3-1. It was 3. It doesn't matter, but it was 3-1 Red Sox going to the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth. Aroldis Chapman comes in, or he actually got the final out of the 8th inning, Aroldis Chapman, against the Yankees. And then he starts the 9th inning, hit. So the Yankees have the bases loaded, nobody out. It's 3-1, and I was thinking, damn it, the friggin' Yankees are going to come back and win. They had the bases loaded, nobody out, and he got out of the inning, which is they didn't score a run.
No outs.
I think it was strikeout, fly out, strikeout? I can't remember now.
Yep. Bo, real quick, back to the Guardians.
You don't want to talk about your former favorite team, the Yankees, losing?
No, but I want to hit one more thing on them, then we can talk about the rest of baseball for a second. But we're going to preview Game 2 in a little bit. Bibee, the lineup changes, all that. From a mentality standpoint, if you were in that locker room following the loss last night, and G, I want to ask you the same question. At home, you get a great performance from your starter in Gavin Williams. The bats just can't come through. From a mentality standpoint, how quickly can you flush that out and turn the page for Game 2?
I think they'll be fine today, but I will say I was talking with Zach, obviously, on the Guardian Show. We did a Guardian Show last night about 6:40. He said it was quiet. A lot of the guys didn't stick around, so they were kind of down, which I understand, but I think they'll be ready to go today. They understand. They understand they faced the best pitcher in baseball yesterday. It should be, and they got an exciting lineup. I think some of these young guys are going to be excited to be hitting together. And I don't know. What do you think?
Well, listen, that's one of those things where, it's a sobering effect. Like, they had a couple of walk-off wins against the Rangers. It's sobering. You come off of, winning the division in Cinderella fashion, and you got home, you got the red uniforms on. We done beat Scuba before. Listen, this is a team of destiny, and then you get out there and he out here just dealing.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of like, we're in a dogfight.
Right. Can we get the bats going again? Because we shut them down.
Now, if the mindset, if I'm Stephen Vogt, is I'm telling the guys, we're not in it trying to go deep into the count. When we get up here, find the pitch you're looking for and drive it somewhere. Because to me, the best opportunity for them to ease that thing in the back of your head of, I hope this doesn't bury us, is the simple fact that if you get you some runs early, you get some young dudes, you get 3 to 4 runs early. Tanner Bibee now is comfortable a little bit more. You got an opportunity to throw it and throw strikes. I think that's the key to the recipe for them to win this baseball game, because they need to get some runs right now. If you get me 3 or 4 in the first couple of innings, I feel like the mojo is there, and now it's not as pressureful, because what you don't want is the young guys, the Kafises, and we already talked about Big Christmas. He shouldn't be in the lineup. But some of these younger dudes, Martinez, we don't want them to come up in a game where it's tie ball game and you talk about you fighting for your season.
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting shut out for most of the game again today, the Guardians could get a little tight. These things change in a hurry, no doubt about it. But listen, after what they've been through for the last month, I got to believe there's still a lot of confidence in there, and it doesn't go away based on one start, one game. You faced the best pitcher in baseball. He dominated, and you were still right there. You were still 90 feet away from tying the game in the ninth inning. So you got to come out there. You got to let it go. You put it to bed. I mean, once you wake up the next day, that game doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Now you got to go win today. You got to go win tomorrow. It's 2 games. It's not impossible. They'll have the pitching edge, in my opinion, in both of those games. So we'll see. Tanner Bibee needs to go and pitch a great game.
You know how I would relate this to tennis.
Okay.
You lost the first set.
That's right.
Still got to win 2.
That's true.
Reset. Starting a new set today, baby.
Yeah.
Win 2 in a row. It's it.
First set doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
I love that sport. You know that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about this series in particular. It's over. Like, their Cy Young dude's gone. Like, he's not a problem the rest of the series.
That's right.
Like, go take care of these other slappies.
The rest of their pitchers on their entire roster are.
They knew they had to win that game yesterday.
That's right.
Had they lost that game, they knew they were going to lose the series.
Yes.
Now they're just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so,
fair.
Dustin, you're telling that. So what you're saying is the Detroit Tigers broke our serve.
They did.
Yeah,
well, they didn't break serve. I mean, they did sort of, but I mean, what they did is they just took the first set, and it's like, okay, wash it, move on.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I mentioned I actually got 3 of the 4 games wrong yesterday. I thought the Yankees would win. They did not.
I stripped that one too.
Although I was very happy.
They had bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth.
I know. Well, I hate the Yankees, so I wanted them to lose.
Yeah.
So then the first 3 games were like no runs. It was 2-1, 3-1, 3-1, and then the last game I didn't watch any of it. I saw Ohtani hit a home run in the first inning.
He hit 2 homers. Hernandez
What was the final score? 8-5, 10-5.
10-5.
Yeah, there was more runs scored in that game than I think it was double the runs scored of the first 3 games combined. And the Cubs won, which I didn't think. I thought the Padres were going to sweep. Cubs got some good pitching. Their bullpen didn't give up any base runners, and the Cubs got 2 back-to-back home runs. And that I didn't even realize as a fan that the Cubs had not won a playoff game since 2017. I didn't realize that.
Bad job out of you.
They had gotten swept in 18 and 20, and they haven't been in the playoffs since 20. So.
I guess the thing that you can't escape with the Guardians is one of the things that we've talked about all year is they don't have a lineup that can deal with some of this stuff. Like where you get we just talked about the home runs that other teams get, Ohtani's and obviously Judge and the Yankees. They got a source of power where they can count on that. They can count on, hey, we've been down all game, but we have a thing called a 3-run home run that is scary and crazy that we could just pull out when we want to. For the Guardians, it's not so much. It's 2. You lose 2-1. Now you're wondering where these runs coming from today.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. I mean, they've got to get some surprise power. That's how they're going to win in the playoffs. It's got to happen. They need it to happen today. You might be able to win some low-scoring games against the Tigers potentially, but if they're going to, I know they got to get through this, and it's far from a short thing. But if they're going to go further in the playoffs, it's going to happen. You're going to have some guys, and that's why I'm excited about the potential of today's lineup, and why we'll get to that.
We got 2 minutes for Ross Tucker. Give us a little teaser on.
So Chase DeLauder is making his major league debut in this game, which is just wild.
6th player ever to make their major league debut.
That?
Zach Meisel tweeted that Chase DeLauder is just the 6th player in the history of the sport to make his major league debut in a playoff.
It's crazy, and he hasn't played since the summer.
July was his last game.
Yeah, I mean, he was hurt. So not only is he making his major league debut, only the 6th player ever to make his major league debut in the postseason, but he hasn't played in 3 months.
Adam, I'm getting texts from my sickos. They're wondering if this could be a good day to take a Kafis home run.
I mean, any home run prop is going to be huge plus money.
Or here's the one that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Curious, you guys. Shout out to FanDuel.
Yeah.
Ramirez, 2 home runs today.
Nah, I wouldn't bet on
That would be crazy.
I would not bet
It's
on
like
that.
50-1.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying it's likely, but if you want a cool lottery ticket and you're wondering how the Guardians are going to win the series, it's going to be your star.
They need to hit home runs. Jose, people are on Jose because he hasn't been good. in the postseason in recent years.
Dude, I've never seen a batter in person that is like impossible to strike out. He gets a bat on every ball.
He seems to. Yeah, he does. But he needs a big game. He needs to kind of put the team on his shoulders today. So what the hell? Throw $2 on a
if you get
Jose Ramirez 2 home runs. I could definitely see Kefis hitting a home run today.
Are you going to give listen, we kill him all the time.
Yeah.
Are you going to give the front office, because we kind of did some deductions.
Yeah.
Front office has a lot to say with who plays in that lineup.
Yeah.
Will you give them credit for saying this is not a conservative move? This is
No.
a Duke and knee-jerk.
Not only is DeLauder in the postseason, I mean, in the lineup today, but they're starting Kefis, Valera, and DeLauder, which I never thought they'd do. Yesterday on the Guardian show, I said, Zach and I were like, DeLauder's not really a center fielder. He's a right fielder. And he's starting his first major league game in the playoffs, season on the line, in a position he hasn't played much, center field.
What
because
changed?
they want to get all of Kefis, Valera, and DeLauder all in the lineup. I don't know. They're being gutsy for the first time
Ever.
I like it.
I've never seen it.
Hopefully it's not too late.
Get them
All
young.
right, Mike.
Yeah, we'll preview game 2 after we talk to Ross Tucker, but we